Watches belonging to Ostad Elahi, each from a different period of his life, testify to the importance he gave to discipline and precision. The cord on this pocket watch was woven by the hands of Ostad Elahi himself. He often gave watches as presents to his family members and friends. He also kept very precise accounts of his transactions. He was extremely careful not to forget any debt he might have with anyone. His accounting books served as reminders in this respect. A model of clarity and simplicity, Ostad Elahi's last will and testament made it possible for his family to settle his affairs after he passed away without encountering the slightest difficulty or causing any inconvenience to anyone. Here is a deed of endowment. Down below, the manuscript of the supplement to the book Proof of the Truth. Even in his advanced years, Ostad Elahi was in excellent health. One day, someone asked him about the secret of his good health.
I never had any addiction whatsoever. And what's more, life's troubles never affected me. Every morning I do some Swedish exercises that work all parts of my body. And to prevent this from being boring, I have composed a prayer for each movement. I also practice some traditional fitness exercises that include, amongst other things, press-ups and exercises with heavy wooden clubs.
On this envelope, a drawing by Ostad Elahi. He once said,
I could only draw 3 things: 2 roosters fighting, a nightingale in a cage, and a fish in a pond.
On this wall, some sayings by Ostad Elahi.
A true human being rejoices in the happiness of others and sympathizes with them in their sorrow. To find God, we must penetrate our inner self and look into our own heart. Thus one can see that God is everywhere and there is none but Him.
Ostad Elahi departed from this world in 1974. On his tomb, a mausoleum was erected in his memory. In 1981, some misguided individuals bent on discrediting his teachings decided to tear down his shrine and desecrate his body. When the tomb was destroyed, they found it empty. This photograph represents the reconstructed mausoleum. As in the other 2 sections, a short film retraces the events of the last period of Ostad Elahi's life.
From 1957, the year of his retirement from a distinguished judicial career, Ostad Elahi settled in Tehran for good. Meanwhile, he was able to spend more time with his family. From then on, he gave full attention to researches that resulted in the publication of his major works and the completion of his musical repertoire. His first book, Burhan al-Haq, Proof of the Truth, published first in 1962, presents for the first time an authoritative assessment of the sacred text of the Order of Ahl-Haq, the devotees of truth. The purpose of this book is to explain the various stages of religion and defend above all the esoteric or internal dimension of all religions. Some years later, he published Ma'rifatul Ruh, Inner Knowledge of the Soul, charting the different stages that the soul must cover in order to attain perfection. At the same time, Ostad Elahi began to expound his teachings, which were the fruit of a lifetime of reflection and experience, and to present his thought to those who looked for them. Without expecting anything in return, and with great simplicity, he welcomed at his house people from all walks of life. Attracted by his wisdom and his music, they came to seek an answer to their questions. Ostad Elahi has provided a rational and coherent definition for spirituality. His teachings are practical and are formulated in simple terms. His thought and method, called by himself the path of perfection, are accessible to all. A short while before his passing, Ostad Elahi had said, "I have no last wishes except that I be buried in a corner. I haven't the slightest attachment to this world, and I'm ready to answer the call of God." He passed away from this world on the 19th of October 1974. A mausoleum has been constructed at the site of his tomb.